Smart automation, better business. Learn how to optimize your business with Solved.
Every Salesforce admin knows what email to case is. Almost nobody knows what email services can actually do. And it's the difference between I can create a case and I can turn any inbound email into any record with any logic anywhere in the org. My name is Ben. I'm a consultant with Solve.cloud, and I'm going to explain today what an email service is, explain the difference between an email service and email to case. I will present a live demo showing how to set up an email service with a real-world use case, and then I will propose a few other potential use cases. Now, let's get into it. So, a little bit of a reframe on what email services are. As you probably are aware, email to case ingests an email that is sent to a specific email address, creates a case. You're able to set a few other standard fields like case origin and case priority and record type, but that is about it. Email services are similar in that there is an email address that an email is sent to and Salesforce ingests that, but the powerful part of an email service comes into play where it uses the logic contained in an Apex class, which is then able to do a number of different things. So, for example, email to case allows you to create a case record, as we discussed. An email service could, of course, do that as well. An email service, different from an email to case configuration, is able to create non-case records. That includes standard objects like leads, opportunities, contacts, accounts, and also custom objects. So any custom object that you would create. It is able to parse data out of the email body specifically. So if you have emails that are structured in a specific way and they're standardized, the Apex class, the email service, is able to take that data and put it into specific fields. It is also able to process attachments programmatically, which I'll explain a little bit more in a future, in one of the potential use cases you could use for email services. You can have one address routed to different actions. So for example, let's say a subject line or an email is sent with different subject lines and you want different actions for each of the types of subject lines. You could do that. And of course, if you didn't want to create a record, you could just simply trigger logic off of the email being sent. So let's explain the demo we're going to go through here today. In our scenario, we're going to imagine that we are a cybersecurity firm. Our clients pay us to monitor their systems. We have a detection tool that submits an email when there is a potential security breach or something to look into and review. The email service will receive that email, it will process it and ingest the data, and then an incident record will be created. Incident is a custom object in this scenario. And I will add as a caveat, you could technically achieve some of the same outcomes with email to case. However, it would result in more automation, more overhead, more complexity, and I would certainly recommend email service over email to case for this scenario. So I'm going to share my Salesforce screen here in a moment and go through these steps. We're going to create the custom incident object. We will implement the actual Apex class for the email service. We will set up the email service, and then we will send an actual email to the address and watch the incident record get created with the data then parsed into those incident on the fields on the incident object. Okay, I am here in this developer org that I have just created. I am going to show you the custom object for incident that I have created. So just to save time, I won't create it on screen here, but you can see I made a custom object for incident. I have a few different custom fields here for the date of the incident, the description, which is a long text area field, the name, and in this scenario, we'll say the name is the name of the person who is at risk, and then the source. So we have a couple different sources of detection. So we have Stellar Cyber, Guards, and other. And these are pick list values. Okay, I also have created the Apex class here. The Apex class I won't go through all of the logic here. If you are interested in the actual specific logic, I am happy to share this with you. Just comment below. We can send this to you. But essentially, it will ingest an email, which I will show here. It will ingest an email that is formatted as such. So we have the name, and it will take anything following the colon space and say, so it'll take Bruce Wayne and put that in the name field. It'll take anything following date of incident, which is 05/25/26. It will reformat it since Salesforce requests a very specific date format of day dash month dash 4-digit year. It will ingest the source, put it in the source field, and then take the description and put it into the long text area description. When I've tested this before, it does take in some of my email signature and puts them in the description field as well. If I wanted to be extra safe and remove that, I would spend a little bit additional time. For the purpose of our demo today, I'll just show with that consideration in mind. Now that we have the custom object created, the Apex class created, we are ready to create an email service. So I will go into setup here, type in email service, click on email services. You can see I've made this one already. I will click new email service and I will say log incident demo. Okay, now I scroll down, able to select an Apex class that I have already created. I will choose incident email handler. Accept attachments, I will say all. If I wanted advanced email security settings, I'll leave this up here. You can pause if you want to read that. This is related to SPF, DKM, DMARC, domain keys, things like that. I won't get into that in this video. If you wanted to only accept emails from specific email address or addresses, you can enter those here. And then I will just click active and move down to these other settings. So this is an important note here. If there are issues in the email service, so if it does not get delivered properly, if there's some routing issues, these settings can be very important in helping you diagnose. I would recommend setting these to bounce message. That is so that if there is an issue and the email is not delivered or received properly, it will bounce and that should show up in your email log file. If you leave it on discard message, it may fail silently, which will be harder to diagnose. Okay, I'm going to click save here. And you can see here, okay, Apex class is set, email service name, we're looking good. Down here at the bottom, email addresses, I do now need to create an email address for this email service to receive emails. Email address name, I can put anything in here. I'll just do log incident demo 1. The email address, this is going to be so it says the local part of the email address. So it'll be log incident demo at Salesforce and then a long string of characters. I will set this to active. Context user is my user. I will remove this just because I want to be able to accept emails from any email address. And I will click save. Okay, now you will see that log incident demo at long string of characters. So I'm going to copy this email address, go into my email here. I will click or copy and paste in that address, and I will click send. All right, my message has been sent. Now let's go back into our sales console here, and let's look at our incidents. Okay, excellent. So Terry Crews was in here before. That was one of my tests. Bruce Wayne just had a cybersecurity incident. And let's take a look at this. So the name field is populated with Bruce Wayne, just as we sent in the email. The source is Stellar Cyber, and the date is 5/25/2026. You'll note that I put that in there specifically as that date. And you can see this is a date field, this is a pick list field, this is a long text area field. It did get my email signature, which I mentioned we could parse that out with some additional logic in the Apex class. But just for the purpose of the demo, you can see that the value from the email that we sent has now been parsed and sent into specific fields on the incident record. One thing I will note here, a common use case for email to case is that your clients may email a specific domain email, and that email will forward to your email service address. Absolutely doable with this scenario as well. To save time, we just emailed the email service address directly. All right, hope you enjoyed that demo. I'm going to talk now about a few more use cases for email services and also talk about when you may not want to use email services. So in vanilla Salesforce, there is no standard email to lead functionality. You have web to lead, email to case, but if you wanted to allow your clients to send an email and automatically log a lead in your Salesforce org, email services enable you to do that. In addition, let's say that you have emails being sent into your Salesforce org that contain CSV files full of data. With email to case, those files would just be saved as attachments on the case record. Email services instead allow you to actually parse that data and perform actions and run logic on the data in those CSVs. So you could take the CSV data, update records, create records, and whatnot. And then as mentioned earlier, let's say you have one email service address and you have different outcomes that you would like to be performed. You could do that with email services by including logic to, for example, look at the domain of the sender. If you have an internal company domain, you could have the email service perform actions with emails sent from that company domain and have different actions performed if emails are sent from client domains or any other domain, really. Now, let's talk about when not to use email services. So if you have a support process where you legitimately do want a case record to be created and you want the standard email threading functionality and some of the other things that are already built into email to case, probably best to just use email to case. In addition, if you have a large inbound volume of emails or you have very complex parsing logic, an email service may not be the best tool for you. You may want to consider something like Zapier or MuleSoft or another integration platform. To summarize, if email to case feels like it's the wrong tool, it probably is. And if you have other questions or concerns, or you'd like a free consultation, a call with one of our practice directors to discuss a use case, please leave a comment below or visit solve.cloud and get in touch. We would love to help you automate your business.
Thank you so much for watching. We can't wait to help you automate your business. Please like, comment, or subscribe for more.